What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you guys saw in one of my more recent videos, I mentioned how I want to really enjoy this G80 M3 and push it to its limits. Well, today we're finally gonna start doing that. So you guys can probably tell the car is on right now, and that's because I've been warming it up. We're gonna go launch this thing. So I don't know if I ever mentioned this before, but I literally never launched this car. Now that's for a few reasons. One, I never broke the car in until recently. So before I wasn't even allowed to technically launch the car. And then the other thing is, I honestly wanted to film my first reaction because this is an M3 Competition X Drive. So the launch control on this thing should be pretty crazy. Now, obviously guys, this car is not tuned. It is 100% stock, at least mechanically. So it's not gonna be super crazy. I know some people are gonna be like, oh, my car is faster, my car is tuned. Listen, I come from BMW 435, a BMW 330i, and a BMW X3 M40i, all decently fast cars in their own regard, but this thing is way faster than all of those cars. So to me, this is fast, and we will be tuning it and making it faster, but in the meantime, we gotta enjoy how it is, right? I'd be lying if I told you guys I never pushed this car. Since I broke it in, honestly, I've been enjoying it, and I should. But I haven't launched it. So like I said, this is gonna be my genuine first reaction. But first, we have to make sure that I don't scrape, because although this car is not that low, that front lip definitely is. And then the other issue is these wheel spacers that I currently have on the car, they're kind of rubbing a little bit. But we gotta figure that out later. But for now, we're good. I didn't scrape. Like right now, we're just gonna go easy. You know, the car is still, it's actually pretty warm. So I think we're okay, but we're gonna have a little bit of fun. We're not gonna go crazy, we're just gonna chill, you know, drive it a little spiritedly, and then also try to find a good spot to launch it. But since the car is warm, let me put it on sport mode, and let me put it on M2, which I don't think I have it set to manual. I think I need to have it set to manual for launch control. I don't know 100%, but we are gonna test it out. Something I do know we have to do for launch control is set the traction control to off. So we're gonna have to be careful. This thing definitely gets a lot more lively whenever you put it into sport mode, because this thing honestly is pretty quiet, it's pretty subdued. I can't wait to get an exhaust on this, but again, I want to enjoy it how it is stock, so that way I can really enjoy it when it's modified. Guys, look what I just ran into. That's pretty sick. Maybe one day I'll go from the M3 to a Porsche, but that day is definitely not today. Anyways, I found a good spot here in Mexico, of course. So now, if you guys didn't know how to launch these cars, what you have to do is turn traction control off. So you basically want to press on this button right over here. It's gonna bring up this menu, just making sure that DSC is off, just like that. I think we're still in 4-wheel drive mode, which is interesting, although traction is off. Anyways, the next thing we wanna do is put the car into manual mode. You wanna bring it to the right. Actually, I was already in manual mode, so this took me out. I want to bring it to the right to put it back into manual mode. And then you also want to make sure your transmission is in its most aggressive state. So you guys are going to see traction control off right over there. You're going to tell that you're in manual mode because there's no drive right before the number, so like a D right over here. And then you can also see there's 3 levels. That means the transmission is in its most aggressive state. After that, you're pretty much good to launch the car. To actually launch it, you want to press the brake and the gas at the same time. And once you do that, you're gonna see that it's saying preparing to launch on the screen. You don't wanna actually let go until it says that launch control is actually ready. So with that said, guys, I'm not gonna go too crazy. We're just gonna launch it a little bit just to see what it feels like. So I'm gonna let go pretty quickly, but don't judge me, guys. Obviously, this is the first time I'm doing it. I wanna make sure I actually have the car under control and all that stuff before I go crazy. I'm not even gonna lie and say I'm a race car driver. I'm not, I'm still new to this car, so I gotta learn and figure it out first. But with that said, guys, let's just launch it. All right, so preparing launch control active. Holy. Oh my God. Dude, that was insane. All right, I'm not even gassing this up, guys, for the camera. I don't even know how well I filmed that, but yo, that was wild. Sheesh. That literally like puts you back in your seat. Even though I was launching the car, it still caught me off guard. Again, guys, literally the first time I launched it, man, I freaking love this car. Yeah, this car is definitely still fun to drive, even just on the road. Holy, it feels so under control. That's the best part about it. Like whenever people ask me what it's like to drive this car, I always explain it as a video game. It's not because it feels disengaged to drive, if that makes sense. It's because it feels so like, it feels so abnormal, it feels so unrealistic, because just no matter where you point to, the car goes. Now I know, again, there's crazier cars out there, but considering the cars that I came from, like even modified, you know, 435s and 330s and B58s, this thing still feels like a monster. See if we can get some nice downshifts. Oof, sounds so good. this thing is awesome. I don't know if you guys can hear the exhaust. Like, it's not crazy, but it sounds good. I definitely think it sounds better than the S55. Yeah. Yeah, this thing is awesome. I freaking love it. I love this thing. I can't wait to tune it. Get a proper exhaust, get a proper intake, make it sound more dramatic, because half the speed is not the actual speed, at least in my opinion. It's like the theatrics of it. That's why a Tesla, to me, will never be as exciting, because it doesn't feel dramatic or sound exciting. But a car like this, even in an automatic, it still feels exciting, still feels dramatic. I know there's S58s out there that are absolute monsters, but even in its stock form, that was my genuine reaction, guys. I watched the footage back, and even looking at the footage, like, it doesn't even like just give you an idea of how aggressive that launch is. Again, this is an X-Drive and it is a competition, so even though it's stock, it's technically tuned to have a little more power, and of course it has that added help from the all-wheel drive system. But I gotta say, this car is on the Pirelli tires, which I hear are not the best. You can either get this car with Michelin's or Pirelli's from the factory. Apparently it's like random. I don't really understand it, but I got the Pirelli's, and I hear a lot of people say that the Pirelli's are not the best, so I can only imagine this thing on some better tires. So I think I still could have gotten a better launch, but even the launch that I did get was absolutely crazy. Now, I know I only did one. I want to do more, guys. I will do another video doing some more launches now that I'm used to it and now that I know how to do it, because I had to learn it myself. Maybe I'll get some friends with me to experience it and get their genuine reactions. Put them in the passenger seat. That way I also don't have to film and they can hold the cameras and we can get an even better launch. But man, I keep on saying this. This car is crazy, guys. Even in its stock form, like, it's such a crazy car. It looks amazing. The interior is amazing. I love the looks now that I did everything with the carbon, and this is only the beginning. Once I get an exhaust, once I get an intake and the car starts to sound a little better, it's gonna feel a little more dramatic on the launches and just driving it, because sound is half the excitement when it comes to driving, in my opinion. And then we will be tuning it. How crazy of a tune we're gonna do, I don't know. Are we just gonna do like a piggyback tune? Are we gonna go like full ECU unlock and like flash tune it? I don't know yet. Right now, I am completely satisfied with the amount of power that this car has, but I'm sure I'm gonna get used to it and I'm gonna want more. You guys saw the launch. It was absolutely crazy. We'll definitely do more. We'll get some like draggy times and get some 0 to 60 times. But again, this was only for like the first impression reactions. And if you guys haven't gotten my impression already, I think this thing's absolutely insane. I think it's crazy. It's too fast for me right now. I'm sure I'll get used to it, but right now, it just feels wild. But anyways, with that said, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you drop it a like. And yeah, with that said, this video's done, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.